Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about what happens when Game of Thrones, the TV show, ends. There is a lot of information going around about we may get some spin-off or prequel series. It's been quite a few candidates, everything from Robert's Rebellion to Aegon's Conquest to the series, the Blackfire Rebellion, and the Targaryen Civil War. So quite a few ideas in the mix. However, I want to discuss today a possible prequel series that I haven't heard a lot of discussion about, if any. And that's a series on the Age of Heroes. The very mythological and early days of the world of Ice and Fire series. This is a time when many legendary kings and heroes walked the earth, such as Bran the Builder, who many of us know built the wall in Winterfell. Some believe either by magic or the help of giants or maybe even the children of the forest. And he's also, said to be the founder of House Stark and the Kings of Winter. And then we have Lan the Clever. He's basically where the Lannisters trace their descent from. And, legend has it that he swindled the Casterlys, out of Casterly Rock. Also figures like Garth Greenhand, the ancestor of House Gardner of the Reach, and he was basically the progenitor of many other houses. Other figures like Doran, founder of House Doradon, and first of the Storm Kings. He basically married the daughter of gods, Elene, and angered the gods in the process, and so they destroyed Storm's End. The Great King of the Iron Islands, legend has it that he wed a mermaid and became king of the Western Isles and the sea beyond. And then you have figures like Simeon Star Eyes, who was a legendary knight who was blind. But you also have the Children of the Forest. The period of the Long Night. And during the time when the others, or what the TV show terms as the White Walkers, invaded. But it was the Children of the Forest who gave the Night's Watchmen obsidian blades to fend off the White Walkers. So I just believe this will be a great direction to take the next Game of Thrones spinoff. And much hasn't been discussed about it yet. But going back to some of the other prequel ideas mentioned earlier, I personally feel like many of them are so tied to the present story we're seeing. I fear that if we spent several more seasons kind of retelling or finding out about the story we're already in, it may become a bit daunting. I've seen this happen to great series after they do spin-off. It just becomes just something to watch, no matter how great the series is. So that's why I think it would be a great idea to explore other parts of the world of Ice and Fire, or the Game of Thrones, world. And it's, basically a very vast world that could be explored. Now in saying that, what I would like to see if we're going to do a story like Age of Heroes, that we could tie Bran to it. Even though he's part of the continual story, he does have green sight abilities. I think it would be awesome if Bran was kind of the narrator or witnessing all the events from the Age of Heroes, as he can travel back in time, and it would seem he can even affect time, as we saw with Hodor in the Game of Thrones series. So I think that opens up a great opportunity to have Bran basically, taking us to the furthest reaches of the past of the Age of Heroes. We get to witness these mythological events, and just like dragons turned out to be real, we get to see many of these stories true as well from the Age of Heroes. So a few questions would be practical for, so a few questions. Would it be practical, and how costly would it be to do this? Well, we first off know that HBO isn't shy about spending money. It's not a problem for HBO to spend in the direction of $50 to $60 million per season. So one thing I think could be considered is shorter episodes for the season, maybe half series, 5 to 6 episodes to cut costs. You'd also have less big actors to pay. The thing that makes Game of Thrones great is they are just fantastic at finding great actors. But great actors cost money, and it's no problem for good actors, especially after the series takes off, to start asking for upwards to $1 million per episode, which can really create a bad budget situation for the show. I would imagine, though, a prequel series such as this, you wouldn't need big name great actors right away, like we've seen so much, as they would probably be more new characters, in the show. So CGI would be expensive, but it could be done cleverly in a way where we get less than 5 minutes of CGI per episode. So we'd be able to go an entire season on less than half an hour of CGI, if done correctly, and if some great storytelling and bringing maybe brand into it and things like that. So we're down to our final 2 seasons with Game of Thrones, or possibly 2.5 seasons, which actually may only equal out to 1 solid season. So we'll get something, but tell me what you think. Comment in the section below. Tell me if you think it's a good idea to maybe delve into this mythological world brought to life through the eyes of Bran or the Age of Heroes. Or would you prefer more of the prequel series already mentioned, like Robert's Rebellion, Aegon Conquest? And if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe. We'll be bringing you much more in the future. Take care, guys.